Hello, welcome to Jade Coloring. My name is Liz, and it is Let's Color Sunday, and I wanted to work in Dark Fairy Tales. I have a few more books that I'm kind of have on the go that I'm working on, and I really like it when other channels do kind of a, multiple things they're working on. Sometimes I don't know if I'll actually get around to working on more than one thing, but I wanted to keep the options open. But I'm going to start with Kirby Rosanna's Dark Fairy Tales. And I'm working on the very first page, which is the Rapunzel page. I just thought it'd be fun to get a little bit of this done. I'm working on the trees right now. And I have a lot of really, I think it's a 48 set of the Derwent Artist pencils. And they're really they have a lot of earthy tones in them. Like a lot of really nice earthy tones. I thought that it would be good to work on the forest for the page, so the pine trees and stuff. So that's what I'm kind of working with. And I'm starting out with cedar green, which is kind of perfect for, I feel like, the cedar trees. I'm not doing anything too fancy. I'm just kind of trying to just put the color down. I want it to kind of continue further down, so it's not such a blank space here up under the tower, but I haven't quite figured out exactly how I want to do that yet, but I'm going to work on it. I'm really liking how this is turning out so far. I really love how the tower is coming out. Alright, I'm done with the tower actually. And I used alcohol marker since there wasn't really anything that I was worried about on the back of this page. So to do the roses, that way they would kind of shine through a little bit. Need to get a scrap paper. I've been forgetting that lately. Test my colors out. It's not a very good paper. I don't know where all my good paper went. I'll have to get some more setting and set it up on my desk. But yeah, the trees are kind of tiny, so I'm not spending a whole lot of time on them. But just trying to get them going. I'll probably use similar color for this because it's kind of like, looks like a pine tree type thing, and it's a lot closer. This is probably like further out. Okay. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of mineral green just to kind of brighten up the greens a little bit, kind of along the edge of that cedar. olive green. Just kind of layering them and getting the color I want little by little. And I was torn between going in with May Green and Chartreuse. I think I'm going to go for the more muted, which I think is the Chartreuse maybe. And then just kind of, oh, broke my first pencil lead already. Go over top that. But I hope everyone's having a really nice, relaxing Sunday. It is actually Sunday when I'm filming this. I had a lot going on earlier in the week, so I didn't get around to filming this earlier in the week. But I didn't want to force it. I didn't want to, you know, sit down and color if I didn't feel like it. But I'm starting to kind of, you know, today I felt like doing some coloring. I'm really excited about this page and this book in general. It's just really a lot of fun. But yeah, just kind of scribbling around with the greens, kind of working on the trees. I don't know, it might like look a little bit different. That happens sometimes when I take a break and then I go back to it. It sometimes doesn't look as the same, but close enough for sure. Let's go in with, I'm gonna go back in with olive green, keep kind of working that color in there. Oh, I missed one of the trees. A couple of them, actually. Cedar green. No, wait. But yeah, mineral green, I think. Yeah, that's what I want. Kind of brighten it up a little bit with this one. I've been feeling really inspired lately watching other coloring YouTubers. And I really want to try and start using more mediums in my coloring pages, because I do tend to only use colored pencils. It's my favorite thing to use, but also it's pretty time consuming to use colored pencils on, you know, all the coloring pages. And so I'm going to try to branch out. It's probably something I always say, but I maybe really mean it this time. I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm really excited to... I have some gouache paints, I think, and I got some acrylic paints, of course. And I have a watercolor set and lots of distressed ink oxides, and then my alcohol markers, and what I have like Crayola water-based markers, which I don't tend to gravitate to too much. I think I did a page in a million sea creatures, maybe, in a Lily Mayo book. I think I used that in one of those, or my Crayola water-based markers, in that last month. And it was fine. It worked out pretty good for a first try. I wouldn't say I'm crazy about it, but it was a fun color for sure. And but yeah, some, you know, people can do really lovely things with different art mediums in the coloring books. So feel like, well, it's okay. Some of these look a little more vibrant. I feel like the trees over here than the ones over here, but it's a starting point. Now, for the birds, I was torn between going with like a black color, because you know it is like the dark fairy tales, but I really want to color them blue, and I can't seem to shake that notion of wanting to color them blue. I'm sure they're probably crows, but it's a fairy tale world, so I'm not going for a blue sky, so I thought it would be fun to bring that color in and it would match her dress. So I think that's what I'm going to do with the birds, but still kind of thinking. And then I thought about going for like a gray color for these trees here for the bark, and I don't know. So lots of different ideas kind of going. Okay, I've already done a little bit of alcohol marker on this page, so I thought I'm just gonna keep going with it. And kind of go from there. They are pretty tiny birds, so I'm not gonna get all the detail. I like that they're blue. I think it'll look really cool. They might be like, I don't know if they're supposed to be like sparrows or crows. I don't know if it mentions it in the description in the back, but I'm just kind of having fun with it. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to hit that. And I have Prismacolors, which I thought would be easier to blend. It's a cerulean blue and I want to say aquamarine. Yeah, I don't know. I got a new set of pencils and they are really wearing off already with the color. So we'll see how this goes. Add a little bit of this in there. And then the aquamarine. Didn't have a good, need to be pretty sharp because it's such a small little bird. I like it. It's nothing fancy, but it just kind of brings in some more color to the page. And that's kind of what I wanted it to do, so. Trying to work on this bird that's closer to her. I don't know. It's just like you can't even see what I just did, but it's there. Was I using, I think it was cerulean blue. Okay, and then going in with aquamarine. Sorry I'm not super chatty. I sometimes feel like talking a lot, and then sometimes I really don't know what to say. It's been a pretty busy week. My younger brother graduated from high school, so it was sweet to watch him graduate. I still can't believe it. Was the last one to graduate high school, because he's the youngest, obviously, and so it's pretty crazy to think that we're all, old enough to not be in high school anymore. I'm the oldest, so they're all like, I think, I'm the old lady of the family now. But yeah, I like the bluebirds. I'm glad I went with that. I really think it added sorry, I'm hitting some stuff. Added a nice pop of color to everything. So I'm excited about that. I like that I decided to go with the blue instead of the black colors. I think it's going to be really cool when it's all finished. I might use some alcohol markers, because see, this is all that's on the back. So I was thinking, not too upset about that having alcohol marker on it. The only tricky part, I think, about the whole page is coming up with what I want to do down here. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out, because it's kind of, I don't know. There's trees and stuff, so I guess I'll just kind of make my own, kind of continue with the tree colors all the way down to the bottom of the page. That's my plan anyway. But I just love how the tower has turned out. I think it is super cool. And I even like how the little roof turned out. It was a lot of fun. The next book I want to work in is, it's hard to read it, but it says Story of Precious Cats. It's a Japanese coloring book. Don't know if this is the artist or not. As usual, I'm unprepared with what book I'm actually coloring in, but this has been a long-standing WIP for a while. I've been working on it a little bit more off and on, so I'm pretty excited about it. I got at least one of the little kittens done. I think it looks pretty good. And then I'm working on the tree house and getting that kind of going. So yeah, that's what I'm going to keep doing. I'm using Prismas again, because I did some of the stonework with the Polychromos, and it looks pretty good, but I think I started the page with Prismas, I think because it's kind of shiny. I think it definitely is those. But anyway, so I'm working on this one. Oh, I just realized I missed one of those stones around the window. I think I have everything I was using. Let me see here. I think, yeah, need this one too. I'm just using like some beige colors for the house. I just wanted it to be kind of a nice contrast. So I've been going in with the French gray and adding some like good shadowy parts to it. And these are eggshell, 20% French gray, peach beige, and 10% French gray, I think, yeah. But just been using these, kind of playing around. And then I'll go in with, I think it was the 90% French gray, and kind of sharpen up the lines again if they get a little covered up, just to kind of keep the separation and the depth of the colors. It's been a while since I've worked on this one, so I'm glad I picked it back up this week. So yeah, I'm just continuing on with that. I actually finished one page. It was actually the Let's Color Sunday the last video I did for Sunday, and I think it was in Pop Manga Mermaid by Camila de Erco. And I think I really have the I don't know why I said actually so many times just now. I'm doing too many things at once, and I guess my brain's not wanting to participate in more than one thing. But I finished it except for the bubbles. There are some bubbles all around the page, and I was tempted to leave them like alone, you know, just how they are. But I don't know, it would be a fun kind of learning thing to figure out how to color those. So I probably will end up going in and finishing up those that are all around the page. But yeah, all in all, it was a fun page for sure. I enjoyed it a lot. I had a lot of fun with the hair on that page and the tail. Kind of playing around with different color combos for that. I think it turned out really good. Let's see here. Got that French gray. Kind of go back in. Carve out that color. I want it to be dark under those stones there. I need to finish that one, but I have to get the colors out for it. Okay. I think that's all the well, at least as far as I can tell, all of the sides of the houses, or the treehouse. And so I have this here, and I did go with a brown color for these. I was thinking kind of change it up a little bit, go in with the French gray, because I wasn't thrilled with how the stonework turned out with the polychromos. Goodness, I could not think of the word. So I'm going to try using 90% French gray starting out for this stonework, and then going in with light umber, going over that. I like to do my stonework and kind of, I do work in threes a lot, like 3 combos. Don't know if it's entirely necessary, but it's just what I do. And then this is burnt ochre. Then I kind of want to take It's a I'm using the French gray a lot, so let's try to go over it all with the 20% French gray. I like it, but I think I should have stopped and not used the burnt ochre. So I'm probably not going to grab that one again. Put that one back. This book is so adorable, and I don't know, it just makes me excited. It's a very cute book. I can't believe I don't have a finished page in it yet, but I think I've had the aversion of doing animal fur for a good little while now, so I'm starting to kind of branch out with that and get over that, so I'm hoping that makes me gravitate to more of these books that are just they're just the best. You don't get better than this. A bunch of cute kittens and cats. Yeah, I definitely like it without the burnt ochre. It was way too red with the burnt ochre. Kind of see it peeking through. I knew I should have kept it simpler. I'd go in with a little less French gray and a little more light umber. A little too much light umber on that one. But I finished the Pop Manga mermaid page, so I at least have one mermaid done. It's pretty exciting. I also have been working on a color along in Portrait of the Mermaid. I think that's what it's called. Too many coloring books to keep up with. Whoa, there went one of them on the floor. Portrait of the Mermaid by Sarah Burr. This is the color along I'm working on for the month of May. So I'm checking on that book, making sure. Yeah, I need to fix that. Okay, I rescued that book. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I had to crawl down under the desk to get it. It was my Dark Fairy Tale book by Kirby Rosanas, so didn't want it to get all bent up. Sorry for being such a hot mess. But, yeah, I'm working in Portrait of the Mermaid, and it is going pretty good. I got all of her skin colored, so I'm going to start working on the hair, and I'm excited because I'm doing a purple toned hair, so it should be pretty fun, I hope. Add a little bit more shading along the edges here. I want to create that separation of the stone. This is probably one of my favorite combos for like rock and stuff, is using the French grays. They just are really perfect for it. I would say my favorite grays in the Prisma are the French grays. Okay, I think there's a little bit of the stonework peeking out from underneath these makeshift stairs that look super safe, but if you're a kitten, you're probably fine. But anyway, so I'm gonna get those colored as well. Try not to miss anything. All right. I'm still working on, I struggle with shading the inside of buildings, like when I'm coloring. It's just something I get hung up on, but it's looking pretty good. I think we're gonna go in with dark brown for the sticks here. go ahead and get this done, and I think, well, besides the one, all the stuff down here, but the main part of the treehouse will be pretty much done, which is good. White umber. Oops, got all the lines a little bit, but I'll be able to cover it up with the green that I'm planning on going there. And then let's see if I can find my beige. Let's see here, is that's eggshell. We'll go in with peach beige. I don't know, I might have called that putty beige earlier. I think I could get it together sometimes. But it looks just fine. Makes it a little bit different than the other ones. Those are kind of more yellow toned. I'm gonna go back in and kind of make it where those look a little bit more separated. Trying to see. Maybe just go back over them ever so lightly with the light umber. Just to kind of bring back the wood tone over top the peach beige. I like it. Looks good. Pretty excited about this one. I need to color her dress. I think I'm gonna do hers pink, maybe. I was thinking that I'm gonna go with kind of a dusty, kind of less vibrant pinky color, I guess. So this is Clay Rose, and again I'm using the Prismas. So I'm just gonna try that out and hope for the best, I guess. Clay Rose is a good color too for the Prismas. I like a lot. And then, let's see here. Test out. This is Deco Pink. And then we got Pink Rose. Might use them both. And just going over top everything with Deco Pink. I like it. It looks good. I was thinking to kind of break up the color. I don't know if it'll look good or not, but I'm going to do the collar and the sash here yellow. And I think that this is an apron actually, so I'm going or like kind of like an aprony thing, because there's like 2 layers of dress. Like this is going to be pink under here, and I'll make that yellow. I thought about doing white, but I always go for that for things like that, so kind of mixing it up a little. Whew. Excuse me. Rose pink. Oops. And deco pink for kind of brightening it up. I'm going to go ahead in with the yellow. Hopefully it's not a huge mistake. And this is jasmine. Yeah, jasmine. And then canary yellow. Not a whole lot of yellows in the Prisma set. But just enough really to work with. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and use like cream, because I feel like maybe I should have went in with cream instead of canary, but that's okay. I think it'll work out still. It doesn't always, you know, go the way I think it should. I feel like it's kind of like maybe this part of the dress is showing over here. Yeah, that is. I don't know, in my head I was picturing a cream colored yellow, and I guess I just didn't think it through with how vibrant the canary yellow was. So, live and learn. Rose pink. Yep, or no, deco pink. I just used rose pink. Finish it up with that. Okay, so now let me try to get a creamy yellow. So I'm just going in with Jasmine. Being pretty light-handed with it. And then going over that with cream. Yeah, definitely more what I had in mind was kind of a more subtle yellow. So it's okay that that's a little bit more yellow. Might incorporate a tiny bit of the canary yellow. Oops. Sorry, I don't know why I keep doing that. I get a little wild with grabbing these pencils. Going over top with cream. Yeah, that's a lot better. I kind of go back in with this. I didn't put a lot of that on that center part of the bow. I was thinking how I could fix the collar here, but I don't know. Don't know if I could go over it with purple, if that would make it better, or not purple, but the clay rose. If that will make it better or worse. It's not so bad. I need to stop fixating on it. Once I get all the other yellow down, it won't look so out of place. So I tell you, I'm really excited about coloring these also, which I was pretty sure I was gonna go with yellow for those, but kind of still debating. Very pretty detailed flower. Okay, going in with the cream color. Oh, it looks really good. I have this pink paint pen. I'm gonna go in and do the buttons. Boop, boop. Oh, I think I did a terrible job with those buttons. I can go over it though, and when it dries a little bit, kind of just kind of scrape it off with the pencil. Good enough. Now, would I be crazy to take this paint pen and go over that yellow? Maybe. But maybe not. It might work. Ah, that's much better. I like that a lot better. And they have like little like I guess those are bloomers. And she has like a little collar thing. Well, I mean, and I think I am gonna go with white for those. So, but yeah, this page is also coming along pretty good. I'm really excited about that. I'm working on a lot of really detailed pages this week, or this month so far. So, but I've been really enjoying it. I've been trying to not shy away from the kind of, more detailed pages, because why not? It's pretty rewarding when you finish one that has so much going on. But I'm trying to think of what else I have been working on. I'm drawing a blank at the moment. Okay, so for the final whip I'm working on, I really want to keep on with this mermaid picture. It's in a Coloring Heaven special. Anastasia Koldareva, and beautiful artist, or she does beautiful artwork. And anyway, I don't really remember what I was doing here. I didn't write it down, of course, and I didn't think it would be so long in between going back to this one. So I have some that I think maybe, because it's kind of like got some brown in there as well as black. So I have like black, espresso, French gray, and white for the highlight, and maybe see 30% French gray. Maybe see how this goes. I don't know, I'm a little nervous. Let's work on this tiny little strand right here. And then espresso. And 30% French gray. Little bit of kind of touching up. And then finally white. Let's see. I mean, I feel like that's pretty much it, maybe. I don't know. It's been several years since I've started this one. So I'm hoping I can get it to look good, but it's hard when you go back to something and you don't really quite remember what you were doing. Start with this big section here. And this is a good one to practice hair on. A good artist, she does really good with drawing in the strands, so it is helpful. Kind of takes a little bit of the guesswork out of it. And then I'm going to sharpen my espresso up because I feel like it's not quite as sharp as I want it to be. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I was doing when I started this one. Oops, sorry. I really love her eyes. Brought you in a little bit up close and personal. I think the first hair I actually worked on was in Fabiana Attanasio's book, Snow White, and I colored her hair black. Sadly, I don't think I finished it. I was pretty close to finishing it, but it was the first kind of portrait that I actually put in a lot of effort with, like, figuring out what colors I wanted to use, and made it kind of shiny. I mean, looking back, it's not the best, but I was really excited about it because I had tried really hard, and it kind of like blew my mind that I was actually capable of doing that coloring, like kind of making it look like hair. So it was really a fun experience, kind of learning. So yeah, ever since then I kind of been trying really hard to do, you know, the hair kind of like this, and I feel like I get better every year. I mean, not that I'm like great or anything, but I know it's just kind of fun to think about the process of where you start and kind of how it's going. But yeah, I hope I finish this one actually. I don't want it to be a whip forever. Whips don't really bother me, really, but it does kind of make it hard when, you know, you don't remember what you were using. I can kind of guess pretty good by just seeing the colors and kind of faintly remembering working on it. But it's probably been at least 2 years since I have worked on this one, I would say. So makes it a little bit more challenging. But again, I'm using black espresso and white for the highlight, and then just kind of playing around with those colors. This paper is actually pretty good. This Coloring Heaven edition Mermaid Specialist. But as I get going, I get a little faster with kind of not having to think so hard how I want to place the colors. I need to kind of been putting too much of a highlight gap. That's what I call it in my head, is a highlight gap sometimes with the hair. It's just the gap in between like the darker shades where they meet, kind of. And then I go in with the highlight and just kind of lighten that center up to kind of make it look shiny. Trying to bring in some of the hair details from like where I worked on it before. But it's not gonna be perfect, and that's okay. So you got a little bit of hair. I think it's kind of hard to tell. I think maybe that just might be kind of strands underneath. Because, you know, she is underwater, so her hair is kind of floating kind of upwards. I'm gonna work on this section up here. And I really, the most appealing thing about this page is like there's a circle around it, so I only have to worry about the space in the circle for the background. Okay, work on this little part here. To keep the pencils sharp for working on hair. And I may not do, sometimes I like to do like little flicks kind of on the outer like edges of the hair to kind of look like hair, but I usually wait till after I'm done with the background, so I don't just like cover it up. But yeah, I will have to go in and touch up because you can kind of see some of the tooth of the paper. I really don't know if that's what you call that, but the white of the paper showing up a little bit in the strands. But I'll get around to it. So I'm saying this paper is actually like pretty good, taking on lots of layers. It's also going to be interesting coloring like the pearls that are kind of all in her hair, and then also the coral but it's kind of all over the page. So it should be fun. I really don't know how to go about it with that, but maybe if I look up some pictures for reference, it might be not too bad to figure out. Might have been why I stopped it in the first place. Portraits are definitely my favorite thing to color. So I don't know, I like starting them. Not necessarily always finishing them, but I just like starting like the face and the hair. And then, you know, eventually get around to finishing the whole thing. Okay. Got a little bit more done, and I'm pretty sure for the most part I was able to recreate the colors I used years ago. So I'm pretty happy with that actually, and I'm hoping that I kind of finish this one. So probably gonna keep working on this after the video too, just because I'm really into doing her hair. But it's so awesome that I've made some more progress on this page. And so, but yeah, it's been a really chill Sunday. It's been lovely coloring with y'all this Sunday. And, you know, I actually did another Let's Color Sunday video, which is progress. Even though this one is going to be late because I still haven't posted it yet, but it will get there eventually, obviously, because if you're watching this, it is. But, yeah, I think that's probably enough of me today. But until the next video, thank y'all. Bye.